सभी भूवासियों को मेरा नमस्कार. Today I am with Mr. Amit Agrawal, Amit Ascent. We are knowing each other for past few months. But today when I was going through his LinkedIn profile, I saw some catchy words, so I could not stop myself on talking about this. And when we talked about it, we found that he has written in his introduction, founder and managing partner at Ascent Global HR. Infusing, now pay attention on the words, consciousness in business. Whereas the business is normally known for so many things and just for profits, no consciousness. So, Mr. Amit, can you tell exactly how you have chosen the word consciousness in business?
Thank you, Arvindji. First of all, big thanks for setting up this platform and taking this initiative to spread the very need of consciousness, even in business houses, even in business decisions. uh, After I spent about good 25 years in the corporate world, and even before that, before I graduated, I've been working to make money and earn for me and my family. About 5 years back, slowly, it does not happen overnight, but about 5 years back, this journey started where where I got to probably get this need of consciousness in my personal life and my family. But just about a year back, I also uh, my soul pulled me towards the very need of the same consciousness into the business organizations also, which govern word and political machineries to a great extent. I think it's whatever you saw on LinkedIn is a new development where I think that apart from whatever work that I'm doing, which you are aware of, there is a very strong need of bringing consciousness into the mindsets of the control rooms and the boardrooms of various organizations also, be it big multinationals or listed companies or even small companies or even much smaller startups, for example. I want to I want to start with a question with everybody that we all probably know that there is something called consciousness. Every cell has a consciousness. हर एक कोशिका में उसकी एक consciousness है. ये बात हम सबको पता है from our own childhood. We also take a lot of decisions in our personal walk of life, in our family, in our friends, in our friend circles, or any other decision which is around education or uh, any new relationship. Let's say two families getting married to each other. There is some room or some contribution of or some attention which goes towards consciousness. There are some people, once again, who are dedicatedly working towards uplifting the consciousness for or making people aware that there is something like that. And even in business circuits, people are aware, just aware. Do they also use this consciousness in their business decisions? When we all know that it is an intrinsic part of the very true nature of our soul and the existence of human beings on this earth, then why cannot and why we should not pay the due focus, conscious effort, and conscious focus on the very consciousness? I'll give you one example. Our bodies are not just a sack or a bag of bone, flesh, and blood. There is something called consciousness, and when this is the reality, then it is high time that we can actually use this. And I've been practicing this, and I've been advocating this in the last few months now. And I'll give you some tips now. If you give you some examples that how can we all actually do that? I mean, there are visionaries. There are companies who became big, and there are companies who became further big because they were driven by visionaries. Today, a CEO can definitely look at the profits of his company, the top line, bottom line, and being the best places to work. Uh, they can continue to be CEOs. They can continue to be the MDs of their own companies. But I think it is the need today, when we look back also in the history pages of the corporate world, that there are people, there are big people. I mean, some people may not agree with those names which I'm going to take. For example, Steve Jobs, Ratan Tata, Azim Premji, Henry Ford, many other people wanted to do something for the larger canvas and not just their own organizations. For example, Steve Jobs used to say that I want to touch the lives of people with the help of technology, and money will be a byproduct. Henry Ford, the founder of the Ford Motors Group US, said that any business which makes only money is a poor business to be in. Likewise, you will find a lot of people talking about it. Those are the visionaries. If you look at the small CEOs who would probably not say this because they've not paid a right and due attention to the very need of doing something which is larger and outside their companies. So I say that, for example, every business decision that we take, we must make sure that even the vendors should make profit out of it. Even the competitors should not get affected. I know what I'm saying is bizarre, insane. Every time when we say that we want to be the best, we want to be the number one. Every organization has a vision that we want to be the largest in their own company. I run a recruitment firm, for example. My mission statement is not that I want to be the biggest or the best recruitment firm in India or abroad or Delhi or India, whatever. I say with that, I want to be better than what I was before. My company wants to be better than what it was about a year before. So if there is a competition, then competition with my own self instead of competition with outside world. This is just one example, and I'm sure that I'm not going to tell you anything new. Our souls know all of that. We grew up with that. If we did not grow up with that, our souls knew it in the from the previous lives. So focusing on businesses which brings smiles on the four people, on the faces of four people, and those four people are not just colleagues but also vendors, competitors, and even associates. So associates could be the other people who are partnering with you in any other form. If you make sure that, for example, and I have been using it. I mean, some people are using it successfully, some people are not using it successfully. You would find examples of all the kinds. But if there is one example, and if there's one example, then it is possible in any other business organization also, is that to make sure that you focus on the smiles of four people and money will be byproduct. For example, I don't talk about being the best as in the industry. As I said, I don't talk about that we want to have a target which is in terms of rupee value target. I have seen my business growing despite the fact that I have not really chased a rupee value target, but I chased the fact that every colleague who's working with me, and as a result of which, I'm going to make a tall statement now. In my last 13 years of working and in terms of running this company, not even one single colleague of mine has quit and joined any other competitor. For example, if competitor in the market sense, truly. So I think there's a need looking at what the world is facing today. Everywhere people are trying to be biting, stepping behind. And when we know that in personal walk of life, the goodness works, where is that goodness element goes when we work in the daytime from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., depending on what zone we're working on.
So
Any
we
question?
have to, Amitji, what first before asking some question, can I share your LinkedIn screen?
Yeah, that'll be nice. Yeah, thank you.
You will share it for the public.
Yeah. So my LinkedIn profile now says that my new mission is to infuse consciousness into business houses.
It is your LinkedIn profile, Amitji.
Yeah.
So we'll just, I think if you go down, you have written what is Amit's top skill. It is written BPO, recruiting, leadership, hiring, and succession planning.
Yeah.
On this, if we go into leadership hiring,
Mhm.
what exactly is leadership hiring in your business or in your skill?
Yeah, so any company which wants to hire a top level executive, maybe the head of their HR, head of finance, head of sales, head of marketing, or even head of the organization, which can be called as a CEO or MD or director, whatever. So I do hire leadership people also, where the salaries can go as high as about 10 lakhs per month. So that is what leadership hiring is. It happens maybe once in a quarter, so about 4, 5, 7 transactions like that. But it's a very interesting space to be in, and that is the area which I want to also encash and capture to be able to influence the leaders that there is a possibility to take business decisions based on consciousness.
So Amitji, now seeing this talent management, your other things are also coming up. Lot many things are coming up. And this thing, if you go consciousness in business, when you talk about it, what exactly you have found?
Uh-huh. Sorry. There is a power failure, I guess. I think it will take few seconds before the power resumes.
Just a minute, we'll stop.
You're on mute. You are on mute.
Thank you. Uh, just before going on this power problem, I think there's some issue again. Okay, we had shared the screen. Now I'll come to the question. You have written business consciousness. How exactly you find this business consciousness or awareness about this consciousness among the people, the business houses for whom you have the talents at different level?
I often ask people from the corporate world today that do you all need a word of oneness, or if not oneness, do you all aspire for a word which has no hatred, no crime, and no poverty? The answer is always yes. And then I ask them, have you taken accountability for this? 99% times the answer is no, not taken the accountability. In such situation, I ask people, and then I talk about another a tool that I came across last year, a tool which is like an online course, which is called SALDP, Self Actualized Leadership Development Program. It's an online course which happens over Zoom. There is an organization called DVC, which is Defined Value Consultants, which is a Delhi-based private limited company, which also has a project called PYP, which is Project Yug Parivartan. So under the PYP, they conduct this course called SALDP. If you Google on this, you will find various links. So this organization I came across, which does this courses, and this is an HR consulting company also to to a great extent, which has taken the accountability to make more people accountable to make the word of oneness, where there is no hatred, poverty, and crime. So when I was experiencing the SLDP course, when I did this twice, I went an extra mile where I thought maybe now I need to infuse the goodness of the consciousness into business organizations also, because I'm very much inroads into the corporate world, at least in Delhi, if not entire India. So SLDP course is about is 4 levels. It takes about 20-25 days to finish. It's not costly. It's like I will not like to talk about cost, but it's not very costly. At times it is at a cost which is like nothing, zero. Depends on how much else are you doing for the organization. Uh, so this organization I've seen that people, it's like a 5 days or 25 days course. After this you come out with a degree and you become accountable. So the first question which I was talking about gets addressed here when we have courses like this which have the capability to make the corporate janta also accountable towards that word which we all want to witness in our own lifetime. And this organization largely is a private limited company, but they have got a crazy mission and vision. So people who are running their private limited companies, they will know that every company has a profit based vision or mission. But this organization has a crazy vision to be able to bring golden age for all, slowly, gradually, by the year 2050, for everybody on this planet, which is about 7.8 billion people today.
Oh,
So
Amitji,
that's
I think it was a short but sweet interview with you. I feel that we should talk further on this issue because I feel with your discussion, there are a lot of things to tell to the people, especially to the business houses, to do the ethical and moral business means with consciousness, with their all consciousness alive within them. I think it will be a much better talk if we have a discussion further and we come up with the second round of discussion in a very little space of time so that the people remain glued and connected what exactly is going on. So thank you, Amitji. So far, it was a nice discussion and nice talking. We'll
and
meet
bef-
again.
Yeah, before we end up this, I want to thank you as well. I think you're doing a wonderful job, and You are also a very strong pillar in the entire canvas and the cosmos of the things that are required by the entire planet today. So thank you very much for making
We
it
will
begin again.
again be here again on the same platform. Till then, goodbye. See all the uh, persons on this planet Earth. Have a nice life ahead to all of them. Thank you.
Thank you.